So here we are at Royal Liverpool, the new 17th hole. So this is my very first time seeing it. I've obviously seen pictures of it. Looks spectacular in the pictures. It without doubt one of the most beautiful par threes you'll ever see. First time on it, so I'm not really looking at this hole at this moment about how I'm going to play it in the tournament. I'm just going to enjoy the golf hole. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing here, so I'm going to play it. I'm going to hit it up here. Once I've played the hole a few times, that's when I'll learn about the hole. But at this very moment, I'm just taking it in and enjoying it. It's an infinity green, so it's set up against the skyline. It's going to be hard to see the depth of any shot. I have 133 yards to a front pin. So I'm going to really just enjoy the hole to start off with. And it is stunning and beautiful. It's helped by the weather today. 133 yards to the pin, front pin. It's downwind. So when it's downwind, I assume the difficulty is going to be stopping it on the green. So I would play my gap wedge, hit it pretty hard, try and pitch it in there around 130 yards with a bit of spin. I'm not really warmed up, so I'm going to go my first time playing it. I'm going to go back to a pitching wedge. Just hit a nice smooth sort of 3/4 wedge. First time playing it, would be nice to hole in one, but let's see. It's on line, just drifting a fraction. Now, looks good. What's interesting is when I go up there, I might see how perilously close that is to trouble. It might be a shot that if you hit it in the open, you're just begging for it to stay there. But we're going to have to go up and have a look because, as I said, back here, you can't really see the trouble. It's hidden from you because the green is elevated against the skyline. So now we're approaching the green. The first thing you notice is there's a big elevation here. Like it's got to be 12 feet from there up. So anything in this area, you're certainly struggling. You won't be struggling to make four. You have a go to, yeah, it's interesting. There's like, again, like my favorite par three, the postage stamp, you have a runoff here. The hardest thing about a bunker shot is when you have a runoff outside the bunker shot. So if you come up short, it goes back in it. So that bunker is not going to be any fun. Yeah, I kind of lucked out here with this one. Let me hold this first, and then we'll have a little look at the green. Okay. Quite quick. You're going to give me this, yeah? Gee, God, you guys. Okay, so safe par. Now what would be interesting about this hole in the open is you might have to make a two. You know, you could be challenging, you might need to make a birdie, you might have to take it on. And I think by looking at it, it's when you go for it, the danger is, you know, if they have a tight pin on the right and you go for it, like if you miss down there, it looks like an awful lot of bother unless you play safe and make four. Again, we have this tight bunker here. Again, they put a back left pin. You got to challenge this bunker. Looks not going to be easy to get up and down, but certainly you could get up and down from this bunker. It looks like a hole, yeah, you probably would be happy if you hit it in the middle of the green and you've got a 25 footer in all directions every day. Yeah, you'll be very happy. If you hit it right in the middle of the green to all four corners, you're going to do quite nicely. That's beautiful out there, isn't it? Now we are getting this on a sunny day. I can imagine this on a tough windy day with the wind blowing into you. Could be quite cruel. Okay. Not too bad over the back. If you run over, you're going down into the rough. You know, if you carry the green, you could bounce down into the danger. But if you've hit the back of the green, it runs over. Yeah, it wouldn't be great, but it's not the end of the world. So again, it looks like a hole that you will be a little bit cautious on. Play to the middle of the green. If you hit the middle of the green 4 times, you'll probably make 1, 2, and 3 other threes. 4 days of good golf, so 1 under par would be very acceptable for this hole. They've obviously set this hole up to be the marquee hole of the week. They're putting big grandstands in, they're expecting big crowds, spectators. They're expecting drama. That's good and bad for the players in some ways. You know, if you're leading the tournament, you don't need drama holes, you need just solid holes, just tough solid holes. If you're chasing, you want dramatic holes like this where you can make a birdie, but you could also slip up. So I think if you're sitting here in the grandstand during the tournament, you're going to see a bit of pain, you're going to see a bit of excitement, and it could be quite pivotal in the tournament. I think it could, you know, I know there's an opportunity to make up a couple of shots on the last, but also now in 17 there looks like there could be an opportunity if you're chasing, maybe to catch 1 or 2 shots on the leader by being a bit aggressive. But of course, by being aggressive, it could cost you as well. So I think it's going to be quite a dramatic hole, hopefully dramatic in a good way for me. I'm going to hit a bunker shot now for you, just to show you what it's like around this course. So yep, just be careful there, you don't fall off the side of the mountain down here. So, you know, an interesting thing about this, the green is angled this way, but the tee shot is this way, so you are coming across the green. So a shot hitting the right half of this green when it's a little firm, obviously is going to just can trickle over there, and we can see how it's going to run all the way back down. Usually when a ball runs into a links bunker, it finds a terrible spot. So let's go down and see what we got. Okay, not too bad, it's fine down there. So probably I'd have to say that's a good design. My ball ran off the green. Well, actually it's finished on a downslope. So yeah, it has actually got to the downslope. If it's come off with a bit more pace and it gets back up here, now all of a sudden you're really getting into some difficulty. You got the back lip and you got this. So, you know, if you're trying to get it up and down, believe it or not, you're going to have to play a pitch and run up that bank. So, oh, just like that, 1 skip up. I'm going to show it to you if I do it wrong though. So that's the way it's going. You're not going to be able to, off this downslope, you can't carry it up onto the green. You'd have to go to 1 bounce. So again, off the downslope, if somebody goes off the downslope, this is what happened to Thomas Bjorn, isn't it, in Royal St. George's. You go to try and bounce it up and you just don't get that strike, and all of a sudden it's coming back. Yeah, so it's temptation. That's what it is. This is the problem. There is a shot that can be played. There's a high reward if you play it right, get 1 bounce up and it stops. But if you miss-hit it, the risk, if you hit it a bit clean because you're hitting it firm, you're going to carry the green. And if you get it a little heavy, it's going to come back into you. So whenever you see that sort of, it's about 8 yards of fairway between a bunker and a green, it's always a lot tougher than when the bunker is against the green. There we go. Beautiful, isn't it?